This is the 1961-62 Fleer, number 39, Dolph Schayes. This is the first 1961 Fleer card that we're discussing, so there's a lot of ground to cover. See, before there was consistency in basketball card production, there were three early sets before things were getting going smoothly. There was the 1948 Bauman, the 1957 Topps, and then this 1961 Fleer set. The set consists of a concise 66 cards, low quantity. With such a limited number of cards, the set was easily run off in equal numbers, so there's no short prints, no card more rare than another. Low quantity, but very important for the hobby. Very important. Rookies in this set include number 3, Elgin Baylor, number 8, Wilt Chamberlain, 36, Oscar Robertson, 43, Jerry West, Lenny Wilkins. Then you have the only cards of K.C. Jones and Sam Jones while they were playing. There's also Bob Pettit, Bill Russell, Bob Cousy. What a shame that Fleer decided to leave the basketball card market until 1986-87. But thank goodness Fleer came in, or there would have been a 12-year gap in collecting between 1957 and 1969 Topps. It just would have been nice to have more cards of such great players between 1961 through 1969. With this set, the team name and logo, they take up about a quarter of the card here at the top. It's in this colored box. Then more of the card is taken up by the position and the name of the player. The set's received a lot of criticism for using so much of the card for just text graphics like that. Fleer was entering the football and baseball market too in 1961, so it made sense to try out a basketball set. Let's go to the reverse. Look at the copyright down here. It says Frank H. Fleer Corporation. It's important to remember that Frank Fleer basically invented bubblegum. He was tinkering with a formula as early as 1919, and then it was refined by his accountant in 1928, and then that was marketed as Double Bubble. Now, the company jumped into the trading card business as early as 1923. So I don't know, were they worried that the bubblegum wasn't going to work out? What went on there? I'm not sure. Now, so check out the Double Bubble logo, and then compare it to the well-known 86-87 Fleer Company logo. Well, the similarities are obvious, much more than coincidental. See, many collectors are unaware of this connection, but with this set, seeing Fleer's full name and the copyright helps bring this connection and link to mind. Back to this actual card. It's worth noting that Dolph Schayes is featured twice in this set. Schayes was a dominant scorer during his time. He was not only inducted into the Hall of Fame, but he was named one of the 50 greatest basketball players ever by the NBA in 1996. So being so popular, in addition to this number 39, he's present on card number 63. That's part of what we call the in-action subset for this 1961 Fleer. When this card was printed, Schayes was starting his 14th season. And on the reverse of the card, there's a lot of really formidable highlights that are listed in this text. He made the All-Star team every year except one. He was injured. Now, other highlights at the time this card was printed include right here being the first player to reach 15,000 points. He also, at the time of printing, held records for the highest foul shooting percentage, the most rebounds, and the most minutes. The other thing I want to discuss is actually the team, the Syracuse Nationals. Because of the lack of basketball cards before the late 60s hit, this is also one of the few chances to have a Syracuse Nationals card. There was a lot of shuffling of teams between locations and even leagues in the 1950s. And the Syracuse Nationals, they were actually the last team that transitioned from the NBL to the NBA that still played in their city of origin. There were some moves in the 1960-61 season that kind of left them as the last team standing. Another fact, not really related, during the 1961-62 season, when these were printed, there were only 9 teams in the NBA. But basketball was really gaining in popularity. So what happened, Syracuse was the last medium-sized city that was hosting an NBA team. So Central New York, it just wouldn't support it anymore. So that was going on. Then the Warriors had actually just left Philadelphia for San Francisco. So they moved the Syracuse Nationals to Philadelphia. Then they held a contest for a new name, and the Philadelphia 76ers were born. So I think there's a lot of history in the team there as well. Well, that's a lot of ground that we covered with this card. Information about the set in general, Fleer, the bubblegum, a little bit about Dolph Schayes himself, and the Syracuse Nationals. So I hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.